Hello everyone who's ever made a mistake and immediately thought, well, I should have done better, I'll do better next time. I am BorderWise, and welcome back to From the Depths. Specifically, yet another tutorial series, because I don't have enough of them apparently. We're talking about common player mistakes, and one mistake I made was trying to record, like, the entire list of them that I have, all in one video, and I almost died. So, this came about because, it's been on my to-do list for a while, and then I posted a community post. I posted the post asking the community, like, what is some common mistakes they've seen or even done. And there's too many people to shout out and acknowledge individually, so there's some scrolling text on screen right now, hopefully. Basically for, like, everyone who commented on that original post. If I've missed anybody because they've commented in the meantime, I do apologize. Get you next time. We've run out of Marauders. That's embarrassing. Right. Let's have 3 Marauders and see what happens to our little ship. Right, so this first part is about the fundamental mistakes. It's pretty short video, or at least it should be, depending on how long I waffle. The first one is a big one. It is underestimating how time-consuming From the Depths is, because this is the thing that... This is a mistake you can make even before you buy the game itself. Maybe you look at, like, some content, Rob has, Martin Cedarpants, even my content or anybody else's, and you think to yourself, hey, this game looks fun, how hard could it possibly be? And you buy it on Steam, play it for 1 hour, and then, well, 3 hours, past the refund point, and you're like, oh, no, this game's really hard and time-consuming, what have I done? And, yeah, so really do not underestimate what a time sink this is. There's a direct quote I've got here from The Downrank Train, which is, this is not a game for the time poor, and I suspect FTD sits uninstalled in the Steam pile of shame of a lot of people as a result. Couldn't agree more, this game eats time like crazy, I have over 6,000 hours, I'm still not perfect at it, still learning. Now, speaking of learning, another fundamental mistake that people make when playing From the Depths is thinking that if it works well in real life, that it will work well in From the Depths. That is not the case whatsoever. From the Depths has really wacky physics. As people are fond of saying, the air is like water, the water is like jelly, and space is only 500 meters away. It's weird. It's weird, and what works optimally as a fighting craft From the Depths looks actually quite alien and bizarre, really. Like, real life stuff can work, but it's not optimized for it. It's things like, well, let's despawn some of the nonsense here and spawn some different nonsense. I love the new blueprints tab. I think they're really good. Let's go, what should we do here? Let's do Dreadnought, and then the other Dreadnought. Man, I hope I didn't do this backwards. And so something like this. This is a realistic-ish hull, you could say. This is not optimized, like, even for hydrodynamics in From the Depths. Like, you look at this, this bulbous bow, this wave breaker as it's sometimes known, in real life physics, like, naval engineers discovered this by accident because, like, this came from, like, a brief return to ramming ships, like in the 19th century, because the guns were too weak to pierce an ironclad, so they thought to themselves, alright, we're actually going to have to go back to ramming to damage each other at all. And then by sheer coincidence, they find that having, like, a protrusion under the water effectively acts to funnel water around the hull and make it more hydrodynamic, and that's why a bulbous bow is a thing. In From the Depths, the water doesn't work like that. It's much more simplified, so the ideal, like, hydrodynamic shape in From the Depths is literally wedges. It's like the same as what you'd see in aircraft. It would be something like this. So if you're going off purely real-life principles, you are going to make a bit of a whoopsies right there. So don't follow real life too closely. From the Depths is a video game, it follows its own logic, and it's not impossible to make something that looks realistic-ish. Goodness knows the Steel Striders is everyone's favorite Nitra faction for precisely that reason. My canoe is doing weird things over there, and yeah, but it's not gonna make you. It's not gonna push you towards the best design decisions just following real life principles. And further principles is, like, this is the last thing, is you don't want to rely too much on reverse engineering stuff in the game already. So let's go back over here. Oi! Oi, 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 oi. You stay over there. Actually, you can stop moving altogether. We can compare you to something that actually looks good. In my video, talking about, like, 5 beginner tips for... Well, 5 tips for beginners in From the Depths. Like, 5 things that beginners should do. One of them was reverse engineering designs in the game. So you see you have got this lovely X menu spawn thing. You can spawn in whatever craft you like, especially godlies, and you can reverse engineer them. And that's jolly good. However, that is a starting point. No more than that. I keep forgetting what fleet colors I have loaded. That looks pretty cool, actually. Because the thing is, the faction craft in From the Depths, be it Neater, or Glau, or Ashes of the Empire, or even a custom campaign such as Finest Hour, Steel Sovereigns, and all that stuff, Caravonian Rebellion. I'm just name-dropping things so you go look at them and play them, because they're good. They're made to a specific rule set so that they're actually fun to fight, and they're not 100% optimized to the guilds by design. So something like the Meg, for instance. Meg from Accounting, we all love her. She's a big, scary ship, and particularly for newer players, she is going to be... She's a worthy goal to strive for. If you can have something that can 1v1 the Meg, I reckon you're making pretty good progress. However, she is not perfect. By design, she is not perfect. The two things that the Meg does not do optimally is her armor and her main shell type. So, if we go hang out on the main guns here, and we go look at what shells she's packing, you'll notice she's using Sabot hollow points. And this is a pretty meaty shell. If you're new to the game and you see these big numbers here, and maybe you know that like the maximum armor of anything is like 60, which is a heavy armor block, and like Thump ignores like armor stack, and so this is pretty good. It does like just shy of full damage to heavy armor blocks, almost 30,000 Thump damage, which is like very damage efficient. Like there's no wasted damage, there's no overpen. It hits something, it will deliver all that damage, and very fast shells and super cavitation. You'll think this is very good. Problem is that hollow points, be they APS or cram, are pretty much always inferior to a piercing shell because they don't get in there. Like using the Meg as an example, a hollow point shell is not going to get in and quickly take out vital components like AI compartments or steam engines, battery banks, LAMs, laser components. It's not going to take out the missile silos, and it's not going to pop the great big honking ammo compartments right here. It's going to chunk off the armor on the outside, and thick armor in particular just takes so long to get through with hollow points. The Meg's armor is not great, like I mentioned, but it spams a lot of blocks, and the Meg actually has trouble, like in a mirror match, like killing itself quickly. Or rather, killing its doppelganger quickly. Speaking of armor, it uses wedge armor in the sides here. Now, if you're a new player, you might have heard the news on the Discord, or on the Reddit, or wherever, that wedge armor is good. Wedge armor is specifically good for front-siders, because you can kind of stack them in rows, and if they're heavy armor beam slopes in particular, they have amazing kinetic and explosive resistance, and they're just incredibly tough. I am not sure how to explain it, because I'm not sure why exactly this works. Every time I've tried putting wedge armor in a broadsider, it just has not worked as well as just using beam slopes. So, this block here, this kind of arrangement where you just have like multiple layers of beam slopes, that just works better for broadsiders for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. The Meg, by the way, does not do this because the Meg is very close to the block limit for a Neater craft, and it can't really do that. So this is a compromise, and is not really what you, the new player, should do if you want to make a properly well-armored ship. Like, the Meg is pushing it. It's really pushing the envelope. It's also why it uses a lot of alloy in its hull, because the Neater ships are not really allowed to use up props to maintain their altitude. They can use it to control roll and all that stuff, but, like, there's been a lot of, like, cleaning of house in recent years of like getting rid of ships that rely on propellers to stay afloat. And I think that's mostly a performance thing, and also makes them a little bit more challenging to fight because it means you can't just snipe their engines and sink them immediately. So, and furthermore, just while we're roasting Meg from accounting, don't worry, she's tough, she can take it, is things like big centralized ammo compartments. Big whoopsie, you don't want to do that because if these two things get destroyed, if this particular part of the Meg gets blown up, she has no ammunition. She can't fight anymore. Whoopsie daisy. Another thing that if you are just copying the Megalodon, you are going to make mistakes that the original builders, who made this thing, Carbingo, did not make because, in their case, it was done on purpose in order to, like, save on block count, save on volume, and that kind of thing. So, like, before you copy anything you see in any build, be it in the campaign or not, you should understand why it's built that way. Sometimes, as in the case of a lot of faction craft, it's a compromise. So, beware. That is a common new player mistake, and that's basically it for the fundamentals. This is probably going to be the shortest video in the series, because next time we're going to get into much more specific things. So yeah, we need to spawn in a Marauder or something. Like, it feels weird to have a... It feels weird to have, like, a... To have a video where, like, we're not blowing up Marauders just a little bit, you know? And see, if you witness the railgun glory that is Meg from accounting, you might think to yourself, what a magnificent ship. Certainly it deletes Marauders magnificently. But yeah, lo and behold, there are secrets in the Meg. Do not copy secrets mindlessly. You will secretly be making a whoopsie. But in any case, thank you all so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, or at least mildly entertaining. And do like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon or YouTube membership if you like. It really helps, and there's fun perks in it for you. Like, at the lowest tier, access to a Patreon exclusive Discord where you can hang out with me and other cool people. We can roast Meg from accounting a little bit, meaning the ship, not a real life Meg from accounting, that would be weird. And at the highest tier, I'll even build craft for you, or draw pictures, whatever takes your fancy. And do check out my other channels. Links are in the description and pinned in the comments, assuming I remember to do that. Please yell at me if I forget. Particularly my other gaming channel, my Twitch channel. It's great fun. And my art channel. We draw dinosaurs. A lot. So yeah, thank you all so much. Have a wonderful day, or night, or whatever time of day, and I will see you next time in From the Depths. Farewell. Meg from accounting, you are beautiful, I would marry you, but you are a ship in a video game, so that would be awkward.